This playthrough is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed, and these are their stories.
Hello everyone, I am your lovely host Innocent, and welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. I've seen this game go around for like the last few months, and I've had it downloaded on my Steam account for some time now, and I've just never gotten around to playing it because I didn't want to talk that much. I wasn't in the mood for a visual novel, but now is my time to shine. I want to play this right now. I can't avoid it at this point. It's everywhere and I need to know what happens. So, we're going to be playing this game together. Are we ready? I'm going to check the settings really quick because music is loud. Anyway, let's go. Enter my name. My name is Innocent. I can type, I swear. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it's just the kind that works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Innocent. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. Oh, by the way, Innocent, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? Sure, it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little bit too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Nerd. I was talking about how I was worried about you and that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying Well, that was the wrong person to say you trust me. Don't make me keep worrying about you. All right. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease my mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pick up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you were just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought my dog could make some noise for me. So I thought
Know what?
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori,
Yeah?
there's no way I'm going to your club.
Meanie.
Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made me cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned this all out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yay! Let's go!
Am I being too loud? Am I peeking while doing this? A little bit, but it's not that bad. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit because being generally used for third-year classes and activities, so. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Thump!
Everyone, the new member is here!
I told you, don't call me a new member. I glanced around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Innocent, what a nice surprise.
Welcome to the club.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with the people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet the both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Innocent. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica.
Come sit down, Innocent. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As I already mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens a closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ah!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to what look like little kitty cats. The whiskers are drawn on with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry up and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow.
Oh, it's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice she's sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. Icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. It's really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
made them for you or anything.
Huh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said...
Well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy.
Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry. The teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that,
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget or publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is a really great leader.
Oh god, I'm just having Danganronpa flashbacks.
Because Monica is the greatest. Monica doesn't take no for an answer. Monica is mad.
I just realized I was using my Monica voice for Sayori. Whoops. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah!
We'll do our best.
You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Innocent, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wanted to say something, but she's kept quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? Spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The levels of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Are you breaking the fourth wall here? Because I think you're breaking the fourth wall here. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I feel like the author of this game is just making a narrative of the game at this point, because I think this goes into a horror, or else I don't... Anyway. Oh, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you? I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well,
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! Give that back!
Fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I am not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think it's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet, huh? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Yeah! Let's do it!
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthening the bond of this club. Isn't that right, Innocent? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Oh, hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sawyer may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry. I thought.
Innocent.
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing a poem is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes! I'm so happy!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then it makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Innocent, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel like the anxiety is welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Innocent, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
Oh, that's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for the clubs. Oh, sure, might as well.
Yeah!
With that, the two of us depart from the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen, whoever likes it. Wow. Okay, so this is how I'm choosing what route I'm going on, apparently? Cool. Now I need to write a poem. Is it going to be a 20-word poem? Anyway, I'm going to save first because, yes. Okay, I saved it. So, tragedy. Dream. Death. Bubbles. Fantasy. Uncanny. Headphones. Doki Doki. Scars? I don't know why she liked that one, but okay. Also, apparently I just got left something. Lust. Kawaii. Horror. Yes, horror. Yes, good. None of this is making any sense. Blanket. Anxiety. Laugh. Intellectual. Vibrant. Anime! Boop. Inferno. Electricity. Oh, I think I'm getting her. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Is this the game where if you get her first and then do all the other routes, she breaks the fourth wall as a yandere? No, please tell me it isn't this one. I don't want that for the first one. Okay. Crossing my fingers. Let's keep going.
Hi again, Innocent.
Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. It might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Innocent. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her mug collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Innocent always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with my busy work without even asking. Without me asking, like cooking or cleaning my room.
How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
Oh, come! You and Innocent can become good friends too!
Sayori.
Huh?
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri! He even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori? Huh? Me? Not really.
Oh, don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it really is not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah. I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picks out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some schedule activities for the club, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried into a book, and I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Yep, I got her. Didn't I? God damn it. Fuck. Oh, I really hope it's not the thing that I saw. Oh, I'm going to... I love yanderes, if you couldn't tell with me voicing Ayano in, 4 different things. But, Jesus! I can't handle. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Oh, pardon me. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me. Our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I met her this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... Oh, that's not what I meant. I just happened to buy 2 of them. Oh, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Oh, is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost young sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationship, and her life starts to fall apart.
It's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story. That dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Innocent?
No, it's not like that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so I don't worry.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals and their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be naive for letting their one-sided morals interfere with their villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. This is the literature club, after all.
That's true.
In fact, might as well get started reading it, huh?
You don't have to.
What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were really looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really need to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's against Yuri's, then I hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under with her thumb after the flips to the other side. Yep. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready? To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. It's okay. You're really not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. Aha. Words are hard to come out of my mouth sometimes. I do apologize. Oh god, we've been recording for like 40 minutes already. Alright, I'll wrap this up soon. I'm trying to find a good place where I can stop. I should have stopped it at the end of the day when we came back to the literature club, but we continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second-guesses a lot of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for the moment. But Innocent, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. I didn't mean in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I'm more meant it that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden?
Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we waited too long.
Yuri exhales, spared from the finishing of the thought.
Is that alright, Yuri?
You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
Oh, it's not. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left it off in the book and then slip it back into my bag.
Oh, by the way, did you remember to write your poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't we find someone to share it with?
Oh, I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on the wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers on a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their own bags. I do the same myself. Go down the list, question mark? I'm definitely most comfortable with sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all.
This is a good poem, Innocent. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in this club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Innocent. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. And again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
I'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a raining day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I would sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until the morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can answer just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Well, don't be so mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I'll get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Hold on. Still a little bit sick, but I'm keeping going.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna read the best poem ever!
Well, I guess I look forward to that. Nutsuki. Actually, after we're done with this, I will end the episode there. How about that? Yeah. Huh?
Well, it's about what I expected someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. Just didn't invoke any emotion.
So basically it's not cute enough for your taste?
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. I think you'll like it.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Yeah. I told you you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Crack my fingers.
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't that the point of poems, for everyone to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yeah, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feelings on the last line.
So you did. I guess went more into this than I realized.
That's what I meant. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect it from the youngest one here, did ya?
Yeah, I guess not. And decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Yuri! As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional! Huh? What was that? Huh? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
Huh?
guess you're right.
Apparently things are happening.
What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant...
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form-fit the two together. In the end result, both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changed. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many difficult skills and techniques that go into even writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is possibly the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Just like art. I also hope that everyone else in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
That's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself or me or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if this is a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghosts under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time, the last to yet be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But you took a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is really pretty.
Huh? That's a relief.
Also, I really like the poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Innocent.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than just tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining piece of comfort, place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Innocent.
Me too. I'm gonna keep doing the best for me too. Alright, Monica.
Hi, Innocent. Having a good time so far?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Glad to hear.
By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up things, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring up things. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Innocent. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Innocent. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put some effort into it. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of mad imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who usually use simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at least that point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Oh, don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a whole while before I feel comfortable doing this. Oh, that's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you best. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas... Oh, it's a scrolly one. Already scorched with the permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, searching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. Was that the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, gonna end this here because I've almost been doing this an hour. So, this has been the first part of Doki Doki Literature Club.
Hopefully I didn't spoil myself on anything, because I think I did. I know that this game is very fourth wall breaking, and I know that it's very dark, and it gets really scary at some points, and like you have to go into your own game's files and do things, but that's all I know. I don't know the story whatsoever. So, well, I think other than the entry thing that I mentioned earlier, but I'm really hoping that isn't the case. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope to see you all so very soon. Peace out. Bye-bye.